Good morning. Hey, 30-day yoga with Lisa. It's a half hour later than I usually start, but hey, I already did a class, but I forgot to press play. So I'm doing it again. Hey, second time's a charm. So today I'm gonna do just a nice gentle practice for the feet and the hands. Hasta Pada. So you'll need yourself an open heart, a couple tennis balls, and a block. So I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. I sure did. I had a wonderful family gathering all weekend. I had my kids. I just love it. It was fantastic. And I didn't know it, but yesterday was Giving Tuesday. And I just wanted to share with you a story that I had. My friend, who has been battling cancer for over 10 years, this year has been particularly tough for her, always thinks of other people and is a crusader for others in need. And last night she reached out and talked about a man that was struggling and she wanted to do something for him. So I just applaud you, my friend, for being so kind and so generous. And the rest of you out there, I know everybody does a little something, and sometimes the littlest things matter the most. So just be careful, walk with kindness, walk with an open heart, and see people's pain. And hey there. Hi, Gil. Yeah, I was doing my last class and I did a whole 20 minutes and nobody was popping in, and then I realized, hey, I didn't press play. So anyway, let's get started. Let's have a nice comfortable seat. Sukhasana. Hi, Marilyn. Sukhasana is sitting in a nice easy seat. Your hips are rooted into the earth. Your spine is nice and straight. Your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Your heart is open and your breath is deep. Breathe in through your nose, send it all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. Exhale, send that air out and all that's not serving you, all that's been used. Inhale to nourish. Exhale to relax and to cleanse. Take a deep breath in, send your arms up nice and high. Send them up by your ears. Take a big old 11, lift your heart, root your hips, tuck your core in. Exhale, come down. Let's do it again. Breath in and exhale down. Just rest your fingertips gently off to the side. We're gonna go ahead and work our neck a little bit. So as you breathe in, take your chin in and just lengthen the whole front body. Exhale, tuck your chin in, curl your spine, curl your belly button back behind you. Just let a nice C curve there. Breath in, lift. Open up your whole front body, soften your shoulders. Exhale, take that nice C curve down. And one more. Sit up nice and straight. We're gonna take our right ear to our right shoulder. You feel that stretch all the way from your left side, all the way down to your left finger. Go ahead and tuck your chin in. Feel a stretch of the back of your neck, and then left ear to left shoulder. As you breathe in, lift your chin up. Exhale as you tuck your chin in. So just make some nice circles here. Ear to shoulder, chin up, ear to shoulder, chin down. Breathing in as you expand, exhaling as you contract. Let's take it the other direction. I'm hearing some Rice Krispies cracking in my neck. There goes a nice pop. And come back to center. Take a breath in, lift your fingers nice and high. We're gonna go ahead and lace our fingers and send the palms of your hands up. I'm not in the whole screen, but you get the idea. Lift, 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 and lengthen. Feel that core tuck in, feel your lower ribs join towards each other. Let's take it to the right, rooting down your left hip, and look up at the ceiling. Breathe in and lift. Exhale to the left, rooting down your right hip. And come on back. Let's take our fingertips behind us again so that we can lift our heart, open up our shoulders. Exhale, draw your shoulders in, round your back. And breathe in. And breathe out. And one more. Sit up nice and high. Let's go ahead and take our hands to heart center. We're going to press our palms together as you lift your elbows. Send your shoulders back, lift your heart. Open our fingers fingers nice and wide, and send your fingers towards your heart and press your hands away. You're gonna go ahead and take that right hand, palm down, just a gentle press of your fingers back, your palms forward. I always think of Spider-Man when I'm doing this. And bend your elbow, palm up towards the ceiling, and then straighten out your arm as your fingertips go down to the floor. Not too hard, always practice ahimsa or kindness. Let's take it to the other side. Your left hand is flat with the ceiling, your elbow is bent. We're gonna send our wrist away from our body as our fingertips go down towards the floor. And bring it back in. And bring it back out. I think I told you I've already done this class, and it's funny, I'm doing it a second time and I'm doing it just a little differently. So you get the benefit of a polished class. Let's go ahead and just take our fingers, our little finger, and round it. Our middle finger, or ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb. Just a nice massage there. I know when I have a massage, one of my favorite parts is the hands and the feet. Let's do the other side. So we're going to take our little finger away, ring finger, middle finger, pointer, thumb. Let's go ahead and press it forward towards us then. The thumb goes towards us, ring finger, middle, and little finger. And then just massage your fingers. Go ahead and lace your fingers, squeeze your hands, just get a sense of how strong your hands are. I know I'm ready to work my hands and feet so that I can create space and ward off Uncle Artie, as I had a friend say one time, good old arthritis. So the more we keep space within our hands, the more we create blood flow to our hands to nourish. But remember, arteries go toward the organ and veins go away. So more important than just providing blood flow is removing all those toxins from our used up cells. So things are oxidized as they're metabolized, and sometimes those oxidized cells stay within there, and that's what creates oxidation and arthritis and inflammation. So by getting rid of all that oxidized nutrients, we're reducing the idea of arthritis. Got a little heavy on you there, but again, just increase your blood flow. Let's go ahead and take those tennis balls, one in each hand. I want you to squeeze it, just squeeze it. We used to do that with stress balls filled with sand, so we're just squeezing them. And I want you to squeeze them, press them towards you, and just like they're a knob, I want you to rotate them out, and then keep squeezing that ball, bring your elbows back, opening up your shoulders. Push, push and squeeze that ball, rotate them out, bring your elbows back. Let's do it 2 more times. Let's press and squeeze, rotate that knob, and bring your elbows back. And last time here, press, squeeze, rotate, and bring your elbows back. Last thing we're going to do with this tennis ball, we're going to just press. We do this with our feet, and we will do this with our feet, but just press. You can't see it, but I'm just pressing that ball into the floor. Maybe if I sit back a little bit. We're pressing and just making space again, trying to, the raise of your hand, these little tendons start back in your wrist, and they go all through your palm, top and bottom. So we're trying to create space within that and spread those rays of tendons and provide flexibility and good blood flow. Staying healthy, that's the game. All right, so just roll those balls around. Set them off to the side. Let's go ahead and grab that block. So we're gonna take the block with the big flat sides, press your hands on that big flat side. As you press your hands into the block, you're gonna feel your shoulders start to activate. So go ahead and lift your shoulders, roll them back, press your hands in, and you feel your biceps start to activate. So we're just pressing our hands into the block, that's all. But as we create that heat, getting our biceps activated, spread your fingers. Sit up straight and tall, and we're gonna go ahead and raise that block up towards the ceiling as you continue to lift. And down, pressing, and do it 2 more times, lift, and down. Last one here, lift, and down. This time we're going to take that block, we're going to spin our fingers towards us. This is kind of tough, but you're going to try to rotate that block so that your fingers are pointing towards your heart, and you're going to press that block away from you as you round your fingertips. Yeah, not easy, is it? And then bring it back, fingertips, fingers, palms. Let's try it again. Try to take it sideways as you lift your elbows up and press that block towards you. And bring it in. We're going to lift it up again. This time we're going to take that block, the short side, and we're going to bring it to the back of our head. As you press your head into the block, it kind of course forces you to sit up straight and tall, and we're flattening out that back, trying to straighten out that little curve in the back of our neck. Lift your chin, lift the top of your head as if that block is lifting up and lifting your head and stretching your neck. Continue, and you should feel your muscles in the front of your neck get a little bit tighter. Lift, continue to press, and then gently take that block away as you continue to press your head back and your jaw back as you sit up nice and straight. All right, so we should be all warmed up on our upper body. We're going to pay some attention to our feet now. Hasta Pada. Go ahead and grab your soles of your feet together for badakanasana. Go ahead and in between your toes. So again, making space, right? Making space. We stuck those, it's winter time now, so we'll probably be sticking our feet into a lot of tight boots. So just go ahead and rotate those feet around. Spread your toes nice and wide. Rotate your ankle. And we'll do it to the other side, left hand to right. Go ahead and, some people have fat fingers and fat toes, so there's not a lot of space in there. So go ahead and lace your fingers within your toes and then just roll that feet around. Might even feel some cracks of your ankle. Ooh, there it is. And we've got them warmed up. Before we get started, I want to share with you a couple terms, protonate and supinate and neutral. So if you ever look at your foot from the back, you want it to be nice and straight or neutral. So equal weight is on the ball and the heel. Some people protonate, and that's when your midline of your leg goes in towards the midline. Or in other words, if you have fallen arches, that happens a lot. And you probably won't see my face, but you'll see my feet. So let's come up to standing and feet about hip width apart. We're going to go ahead and look down at our toes here and try to lift your toes up, spreading your toes nice and wide, just like we tried to do a little bit when we were lacing the toes. Go ahead and separate them as best you can. And if you have good flexibility, you might be able to see the mat between your toes. Not this person, but keep spreading, keep spreading. And then I want you to press the weight of your body into your heels and feel a little bit lighter on the balls of your feet. Separate those toes. And for a little bit of body awareness here, I love this exercise. We're going to let our toes land on the mat, but one toe at a time. So little toe into the big toe. So you'll feel your body go from pronate to supinate, supinate to pronate. So let's lift our toes up again. And as we go to the little toes, our feet are slightly supinating, but then as we press all the toes in and then to the big toes, as we kind of grip or ground, we're feeling an accentuation of our arch, of the inside arch, and then there's also an outside arch too. So just get a feeling for lifting your feet and lifting the arch. It's not a good idea to do when you're standing because sometimes that creates more of that fasciitis, that tightening of that fascia in the arches. So a cue that I've kind of come upon when we're doing any standing positions is shortening the feet. So let's come back to a grounded position within our feet. And I want you to just think about the idea of shortening your feet. This is just a cue for standing postures, but bring the front of your foot towards the back of the foot and just feel that grip. And as you do, you can't help but to feel your thighs start to tighten. And that's kind of a grounding opportunity for any kind of standing postures. Just an aside, but let's go ahead and take those tennis balls. And I'm sure a lot of you have done this before, but this is a wonderful opportunity to reduce that tightening of the fascia within our arches. So we're just rounding that tennis ball. Back a little bit so you can see. We're just rounding that tennis ball on our arches, and it should feel really, really nice. And as you roll it back and forth, put a little bit of effort on the heel of your foot, and then the ball of your foot. And you can even rock it back and forth here. Same rays of tendons are in our foot that are in our hands. So just going back and forth. Let's do it to the other side. Press in that heel, press in the ball, and roll it around. I don't normally use a lot of props, but tennis balls have a lot of good merit. I was slow again this morning getting my class started because my dog ran off with my tennis balls. So go ahead and grab your block. I'm gonna let your right foot land on that block. So again, thinking about the idea of neutral. So if I were beside you here, the heel would go straight up. If I were protonating, then my knee would go in and my arch would flatten. If I were supinating, that would go around and I would be tightening up the arch or fasciitis. So we're all going for balance, we're all going for neutral. So let's take our left foot on the mat, the right foot on the block. Let's go ahead and just stand on our right foot on that block. Gonna roll that left ankle around. We did this, if anybody followed me on my Yoga for Riders, did the last posture we did was just trying to find some movement in our hips. So let's go ahead and let our left hip drift down, almost just securing that right hip, not so much raising it, but securing it. As you press a little bit more weight into your right foot, lift that left hip up. So just practice with yourself and see just how much movement you have within that hip. Again, arthritis, rigidity. So the more blood flow you go to the bones, the less porous it becomes or the less brittle it becomes. So let's go ahead and keep our hips moving there. Let's come back to a nice stable position. We're going to head and come up to the balls of our feet here on the left foot, and then we're going to bring that right foot back to the edge of the block. Just enough to let, I'll go to the side, just enough to let that ankle, the heel go down to stretch your calf. And then we're going to bend it, come up to the balls of our feet. Going to let that heel go down, stretching the calf. It's a balance posture too. And then exhale, bend your knee, press onto the ball. So heel goes down, heel goes up. Kind of rotating the feet a little bit, just letting those toes come out. Stay with me here. I'm sorry, I'm not being real clear. So the heel is going down, we're stretching the calf. The heel is coming up and bending the knee and spreading those toes a little bit more. Let's do it to the other side. So right foot finds the mat, left foot is on the block. Let's go ahead and stand on that left foot, maybe even shorten that left foot a little bit. And then let's roll our ankle around. And then let's keep our hips nice and aligned. See if that right hip can go down, left hip can go up, and right hip goes up, right hip goes down. I don't know about you, but I feel like my left hip is a little bit tighter. Just finding movement, finding rigidity, all that movement that you have within your body, any kind of falls you have, that's going to help you bounce back a little bit better. Right foot's on the mat, left foot, the ball comes back so that the heel is off the block. I'll do this side. So the heel is off your block. So we're going to go ahead and stand up, straighten out that left leg and send the left heel towards the floor, stretching that left calf. Going to bend the knee and just come up to the balls of your feet, just spreading out your toes. Left heel towards the mat, bend the left knee and open up the balls of your feet and your toes. Hard not to see you, hard not to see me. The perils of not a live class. Last thing we're gonna do is take that ball and roll out the fascia. And roll out the fascia. Thanks for joining me. See you next week.